in business? Oh,
That's all right.
excuse me. Hello, I'm Donna Boyle, member of the Village History Advisory Board that has been formed in Rouse's Point to keep in touch with the past. Today I want to welcome Mr. Emery Trahan. He's a long-time resident of Rouse's Point. In fact, by the way, tomorrow's your birthday.
Yeah.
How old will you be tomorrow?
I'll be 89.
Oh,
1st of
marvelous.
April. I'm an April Fool.
Well, it's a good day to have it. Mr. Trahan was an expert carpenter and builder before his retirement. We all know that his son, Jules Trahan, carries on the family tradition. Mr. Trahan could tell us many stories about the people in our community, but he's chosen to tell us to begin with, about his part in the building of the Rouse's Point Bridge, the first Rouse's Point Bridge, of course. Emery?
Yeah, well, that was in 1936 that we started the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And the contractor was followed by the name of McLean and Andrew Weston. They were the first one, they were the main contractor. And they had the bridge to build, the pier and the fenders, and the road leads to the bridge. They sublet the contract, drawn the dirt to two fellows from Long Island by the name of Eglinton. And then we put up all the piers from September, Labor Day, up to New Year's Eve. We put it on New Year's Eve, that same fall.
In that kind of weather?
Don't talk about the weather, don't talk about the hours. It was 24 hours a day.
How did you...
I'm going to tell you why it was 24 hours a day. If you hired a man as a boss, you had the right to work him 24 hours a day. But if he was working for the government, on 40 hours a week, then after 40 hours was in, he had to go home.
I see.
And Mr. Weston took advantage of that. He had the trails.
I've heard he was a hard man, wasn't he?
So we kept working 24 hours a day, a lot of days for Mr. Weston, and get paid for 8.
Oh.
Well, after the pier was all down, they sublet the road part and the curb to another company, got the job. My name is Soper from Carthage, New York. Mr. Weston lost out. And when this company comes in here, they were looking for the people who was assigned to the bridge, to WPA. So there was the 3 trails. They were assigned to the bridge. My brother went to work for the Bethlehem Steel. I had the contract for the steel.
What was your brother's name, then?
Henry.
Henry.
And me and my brother Rosie, we went to work for the Soper Company. And Oscar Bernard, who was the 3 first one on the bridge for the Soper Company, right there. After we worked about a week, the boss was phenomenal, Joe Eager. So then one morning he says to me, come with me, I got to tell you something, Emery. I said, what? Right in front of everybody. He said, this morning from now on, he says, this man right there is my assistant.
Great.
Whatever he said, it got to be right. Got to go. So that put me second boss.
Yeah, so that's why
I'm proud of that because I'm the only one from local men that come to be boss on Rouse's Point Bridge.
Marvelous. Isn't that great?
I don't think it's for my good looks, but I got the job anyway.
Well, it's your ability, no doubt about it.
So anyway, we start to build the bridge and we get done. Wait a minute. Now that's what in 37. We started in the spring of 37.
1937.
Yeah, 1937. Last part of July, April, and then a couple of weeks before the 4th of July, we were all done. I don't exactly know the date, but I know it was a couple of weeks before the 4th of July. We were all done. And the 4th of July, the bridge was roughly open for the public.
Wow.
And the first one that paid $1 charge, it was free charge that day for everybody across. The first one that paid, it was Narcisse where he brought people back and forth.
You mean Nixie for
Nixie.
Yeah, he was
He
the
brought
favorite,
people back and forth all day long. When they come back after 12 o'clock, he had to pay $1. I'm telling you, he had a mouth and he used it.
I bet he did.
Oh boy, what a racket. Yeah. Now coming back to the Trahan and Rouse's Point Bridge, this is the last 4 men from Rouse's Point that works on the bridge. This first one here is followed by name of Colonel Castle. He was the boss. That's for the Western and McLean Company. The next one is Alec Gain. After he left the bridge, he went to work for the corporate, the village. As an engineer, they call the fireman. And then the third one, my brother Henry, He went to work for the Bethlehem Seal.
He was a tall man, wasn't he? I remember him.
Yeah,
Very tall.
and this fellow Rosie, and me and Rosie, we went to work for the Carthage people, super people from Carthage, New York. Yeah. And Henry didn't come back with the what's called for the super people. We got the people that left that works on the bridge. There's 5 of us left now. They're still alive. Pete McGorry works on the pier. He works on the bridge with us, and then he works on the fort to tear down the fort. P. Moore Obrey, Alden Obrey, he was a fireman at one of the boats.
The boat?
The boat, when they were firemen in the boat, you know, they had to...
I always connected him with the railroad.
No, oh yeah, then when he left there, he went to the railroad.
Oh, I see. Once a fireman?
Yeah.
I was a fireman.
Yeah, then Pete McGorry went to work for the roundhouse. My brother Henry didn't go there, and me and Steve was calling, and after that, well, 2 years afterward, I went to work for Sheridan in Champlain. They hired me for 2 years, and I was 26, before they got tired of me and get rid of me.
Well, get rid of you.
And Rosie wanted me to see now, to his wife, you know, worked for the Central and Seaway. And Henry, he went down and worked for the Camp Drum, right there, as a door hanger, this fellow. This man right there used to hang a door an hour. There's not too many people around here that do that today.
No, we wired doors.
Fit the door, put the locks on, all mortise and everything, the hinges and everything, and I made fit the thickness of a nickel all around the 3 faces, the back and the top and the side.
Certainly could measure, couldn't he?
That was my brother Henry. And
Was
me
he the one that framed the Montgomery you told me at one time? Was he the one that framed the Montgomery?
No, that was my father.
Oh, your father?
My father, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He certainly come from a long line of
Yeah,
builders.
my father, oh yeah, my grandfather was a carpenter. But the funny thing, all those people were from Canada. They all go under occupation farmers. My father the same way.
Why?
I don't know why. My father was a farmer. We had a little farm about 40 acres. I know I used to take care of it when I was a young kid. Then in 1914, I come to live in Ross's Point to learn the language. I was hard-headed. I didn't learn, so I stayed. I stayed over Mose Bishore, and by the fact I was Catholic, I could not go to any other school.
Really?
No. Mrs. Giraud used to teach in the stone schoolhouse down there, and I couldn't learn 10 times faster because she couldn't understand, you know, what I was telling her. I went to the convent and walked from Mose Bishore, from Kings Bay, up to the Catholic school.
Every day?
Every day. I leave at 7 o'clock in the morning to be here about 3 miles and a half, over 3 miles, to be in school in time. But if I leave early enough, I'll catch what's called Swinburne, Fred Swinburne. He used to give me a ride, you know. He worked for Myers.
That's right.
And
so
he had
his own business, didn't he? Myers and Lovell.
After a while, him and Lovell, they started business.
No, my mother worked for Mr. Lovell.
Yeah.
Swinburne
Oh yeah. Then after, I used to catch ride with him. Now coming back to this Swinburne. After I stayed over there about temporary business until the New Year's, and after that I moved down in Rose Avenue over to Louis Gibault, the old Louis. 30 years afterward, he was down and broke, you know, that was called Swinburne. He come to ask me, said, Trahan, he says, can you come over on my point or stone point down there and make me some frame for tents? I went down there 4 or 5 nights and I made frame for his tent over and all that stuff. Come to pay, he said, I ain't got no money now. I said, Trahan, I said, I'll get some money. He said, I'll pay you. I said, Mr. Swinburne, it don't mean nothing.
Why did you do that?
He said, why?
Yeah, why?
I said, why? He said, I said, never mind. You remember the Canuck boy? I said, used to go to school, used to stay with Mr. Bishop? He said, yes. I said, no, you don't remember. I said, it's me. He said, oh, no, yes. I said, it's me, brother. And I said, I'm just paying for my ride.
Oh, well,
30 years after. He had no money anyway.
Well, and you got a good heart. And
Yeah. Well, that's my trouble. My heart is too big. Yeah.
Any more to tell us about the bridge?
Oh no, the bridge, yeah. Then after we get the, well, it is, we're all part. After we built this thing there, it was open and September, Labor Day that year, the bridge. They had a big celebration in town.
Peg Barkham showed us pictures of the parade.
Parade and everything, you know, yeah.
Did you join the parade? I don't suppose your father did.
I tell you why, I had to be on the bridge that day. And after everybody left down there, there has to be some inspection that to be done on that bridge.
To see that everything.
And I was the only one doing anything about the bridge. You know? So they kept me 4 more weeks doing what? Don't ask me, I don't know.
Well, checking things, no doubt. No?
Don't check, I was just sitting down there waiting for the inspector.
Well, it's time you had
Come
a rest.
along.
You had to work.
And the fellow was in charge of the bridge, it was a fellow by the name of Hazen from North Hero. He was the toll collector, and he was in charge of the bridge, like Hazen. So I stayed with Hazen there about 4 or 5 weeks, so finally one day, the last inspector went by last week, said, your time is up. Send me the bill. I had 2 inspectors in 4 weeks, so I had to watch. We sit down there and wait until they come back. See the inspector comes along.
When did you retire from your?
I retired Sheridan. When I left the bridge after a couple of years afterward, I built a few houses in town here, and one for Dr. Stevenson and Moore's. Then after that, Sheridan offered me the job. They've been after me for quite a while, but they didn't offer me enough money, so I didn't want to go. So finally, they agreed to me, and I stayed. They promised me 2 years, and I stayed 26.
Boy, that's something.
When I got old enough, they threw me out. You know, I was old enough, they threw me out. I wish to God they did 10 years before.
Yeah, you were just telling me you've been married 61 years, isn't it marvelous?
Then after, well, by the time I got married in 1927. Yeah. Talk about years. I was married in 1927, that's 60 years ago. 1917, I joined the Knights of Columbus. 1917, that's yesterday.
No, a long time ago.
70 years ago. I've been a member ever since.
Are you a Grand Knight now?
I never was a Grand Knight, but the only thing I had done with Sheridan.
I mean a Grand Knight, but I mean you were.
Only thing I had done down there, I had done the work for nothing.
Oh, I see. Well,
If you were a Knight of Columbus, I'd tell you something, but you're not supposed to tell that part. Anyway, I done all the work for nothing. You know
we all
what?
give our all to the church.
You know what I done after I got 50 years service there? Yeah. I got a broken pin. I went down there, you know, they gave us a pin, you know, for 50 years.
Oh, that's right. I
They
know.
gave us a pin, and me, I could not stay. I had to come home. So I come home, and I tell you, send me an envelope, no nothing, that just a bare pin broke.
Oh,
They sent it to me broke. I should have kept it, but I sent it back.
you sent it back. Well, that's
After-
one way to get at
After
them.
60 years, I done all the work for nothing. That's pretty good. I got a broken pin.
Well, we're thinking about old Ross's Point. If you feel like talking anymore?
So what you feel talking like on be? That kind of stuff.
You told me so many.
I'm going to tell you something. It says the men that talk and never die, you know that.
I'm glad. Keep talking. You told me so many interesting things about my grandfather, Pete
You know,
saying.
my grandfather lived, he was only 96. His brother was 106. Yeah.
So, what about Pete saying? Remember he
Well,
told
old
me
man
many.
Pete Sayer was one of the best, to me, the best men I ever lived in Northwest Point, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I'm
talking
glad
about
to
my
hear
father.
that.
I tell you what happened one time. One time there was a Jack Shabner, the chief police here, and he once sent me a car, you know, a seized car from a bootlegging car, $100, and $100 them deal was $100. I didn't have no money, and he went after me and said, I ain't got no money. That old piece said, how much you want? I said, I want $100. I said, you want to sign me? He said, a note? He said, I don't sign no note. Put his hand in his pocket, and he gave me, he said, there, $100. He says, you pay me no interest, whatever you feel like.
Look this way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he was a generous man.
Yeah.
You told me something once, the time that he built a special wagon for someone.
Yeah, he built a wagon. He used to build a wagon and carriage and all that stuff. So he built a wagon, and that was, I guess, $70 or $60. You know, it was a lot of money. Fellow, I don't know, fellow Delano, the old man Delano, not the fellow, the grandfather to this fellow that lived today. So old Pete said, I tell you what I'll do, Delano. He said, I'll take the 4 nuts off the wheel. And he said, your horse down here, go to Windsor Hotel, Jack Lamar, turn around, come back. He said, one of them wheels fall off, said, you get the wagon for nothing. Sure. And I said, if it crowd, you know, inside, he said, it'd be the same thing. So that was a pretty good thing.
Pretty sure of himself.
Delano, he said, all right, so he has his horse, he come down to Windsor. Then there was no blacktop road, you know, a road. So he turned right around, and he come back with his shoulder, and the wheel was still just a perfect balance in the middle of the action.
Oh, just like that.
So he bought the wagon. The wagon is still over the lane on the barn on there.
Really?
Yeah, still there. He showed to me last year. I went down there with something. He showed to me.
Why would they keep it something so long?
Well, I mean, they don't use it, and they put it away. That's about the size of it. Yeah.
Anything else to say about Pete at all?
Well, he done a lot of good things. I can tell you something. He usually like to take a drink once in a while, a little bit. That's one of his business. You never get out of order, though. Yeah.
Going back to Sheridan, can you remember who the plant managers were at the time you joined the Sheridan company?
Yeah. Well, the Sheridan, that was in the fall. Wait a minute. That was in the fall of 42.
You know who it was? Who they were that you worked for?
The big boss?
Yeah.
Fellow by the name Oscar Bringberg and Jack Zerlo was the superintendent.
All the ones that started
Yeah.
it, right?
Oh, yeah. And Bringberg, I worked for me, and the chief engineer was fellow by the name of Blair Hawk, was the chief engineer. And the second chief engineer was Coupe, was one of them.
Lester Coop?
Lester Coupe.
Lester
Yeah.
Coop?
Yes, sir, yeah. And the person in then was a fellow, sure the first one, but they didn't stay very long. He was called a fellow by the name of mate to the job. Yeah.
Can you think of any of the men that you worked with at that time?
I think I got just like that. Yeah, I got the fellow by the name of Merton was the electrician worked there. He quit, Merton, and there was one electrician, so I know he wasn't working. See? So I told his wife, he got mad because I told him he can get his job back Sheridan. He wanted to work down there, and he got mad at me for that.
So you're talking about Earl Merchant.
Yeah, her.
Must be Earl Merchant Senior.
Oh yeah,
though.
Earl Merchant, the fellow that live on what's called old Kutcher's house there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a Pete McGorry worked for me 9 years at Sheridan. He was my second helper.
Well, being a carpenter, what would you do at Sheridan?
Pete, he would help me and do it. First of all, when I got there, the office was 24 feet square. When I done down there, it was 37 by 187.
Oh, you built the building.
2 stories.
Oh, you built the building.
We remodeled the old part. We remodeled the old right up to almost to the fire station.
I'll get that.
Yeah, almost to the what's called the firehouse. Yeah, like that. We done and that was mostly in the winter time. We done that. Yeah, I was pretty good down there because if they need a building, they just give me what they want, the picture, what they want, give it to me, and that's all I heard. I never saw them afterward. Never. I don't know if I've done the right thing or not. I don't know how to do stuff, and it comes, and then never bothered me. And my last time I worked there, the last 2 years, I had 3 balls.
Well,
Red Strack.
The plant gets larger.
Oh,
There are more
yeah.
people involved.
It was Red Strack, and there was a fellow by the name of Morgan. He was still engineer down there. And they hired a fellow from the retirement service from Plattsburgh.
You saw it almost from the beginning to the end.
Yeah,
didn't
for
you?
the
Right.
And when you got to know the boss down there, you wait till the boss tells you what to do and how you want it.
Well, you've been a boss, so you know how it works.
So I was too crazy. I wasn't crazy. I wait. Not a week. I wait. So they hired a boss from what's called the service and didn't know nothing. So one day he gave me hell because I started to float cement without his order.
What'd you do?
So I started to laugh. What you laughing at? Laughing at you. And the boucher that took my job there, he says, sir, in French and English, says, sir, said, when cement's ready, don't wait for you, don't wait for me. I started to laugh. I said, the first time I said, I remember a boss gave me hell because I done to do the right thing. I never see that before. I said, it's a good one. You want to come and see Jack was a big boss? Oh no, I said, come on, we're going to see Jack, we're going to talk to him about it. He didn't come. No, but this Morgan there, and I don't know.
Well, he was new at it, probably.
No, he wasn't new. He was that one way, I don't like that too much.
Anything you'd like to say any more about old times, or?
Oh, I can't say all that to them if you want to listen to it. Yeah. You remember, Walter Kutcher had that farm,
Oh, yeah.
next to next to Gamache there.
Yeah, near the Lefebvre.
An old man, near Lefebvre, an old man, Tourville, had a race track around that farm.
Really? I didn't know that.
And he had a horse. Well, he was trained, he didn't talk to us about all of it. And trained, he put his dog on the seat with the mane in the dog's mouth, and he used to bet any money you want to bet, that he can beat anybody going around the racetrack without just the dog driver.
Did it work? I mean, it must have.
Oh, it worked. He was sure, the old man was sure, and it worked. The older horses to turn around when they walk too fast, he put them in more speed.
This is Wolford or
Wolford, that wasn't Wolford's farm. He bought that from old Tourville. He bought the farm from Tourville. Old Tourville was a father-in-law to Emery Trahan. You know, Crooked Pipe Henry?
No, I knew of the name, but we were never
Emery
very...
Trahan used to ride across from where it's called Old William's son.
Yeah. Well, they're relatives, but I never knew much about them. Yeah. Well...
Wait a minute, where did you put my picture?
Oh, right here? This one here?
No, the other one.
Oh, the large one?
I'm going to show you some of the pictures in the This is the rest of it.
Where?
No, there was an envelope full of pictures. This is the Montgomery Hotel.
Well, you have to show it this way, sir.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. It won't be long now. This is the Montgomery Hotel. See it?
Well, that doesn't look like the Montgomery Hotel we know.
Yeah. That's the old one. You all right? Okay. This is the new one.
I'll hold it, sir. I'll hold it down so you can talk. You want to tell them about where the building was?
Well, this new building here, this old building was right up here. That's part of it right there that you see there. That's the old, this building was right there, and they left that for a bar, and then they built it from. My father framed that.
Did you also help to build it, or were you busy?
No,
you weren't?
he wasn't even married yet. That's 2087 now.
I'll move it over here. What year was that?
That's 87, 1887.
1887, oh.
And this thing here is the house that it belonged to, that's in Washington Avenue. It was back of John Myers. He moved it there in early 20s.
It's on Washington Avenue now, isn't it? Yeah.
All right. This one here is let's go. That's the house that used to come from Bond Street. He used to build at Millard. And the old man Eglinton bought it and moved it next to the Presbyterian Church.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's in the early 20s. They moved it there. Yeah. This is a Donald Carpenter's house.
Oh, that's right, on Washington Avenue.
Yeah, Donald Carpenter. That house was on Pratt Street. The fellow used to run the express here years ago.
Oh, Jack McCaffrey?
No, way before that.
Baxter?
He built a house with what's going to live in that house today, Harrison Aubrey's daughter.
Aubrey.
Aubrey, you know, the house on the cook.
John Cox?
John
Oh,
Cox.
Mr. Cox. Yeah, I
That
remember
was the
him.
John Cox house. And
Really?
they moved it there, and Carpenter bought it and moved it there, and then on Montgomery Street. And Washington Avenue, rather. And Washington Avenue, and that's the Carpenters. And so right next to Washington Avenue, right next to that one. That house used to be on the end of Maple Street, before they lengthed out the street. And today it's on the corner of Washington.
That's Mrs. Bennett's home, right?
And the Bennett home. In the corner of Washington and Maple.
They certainly did a lot of moving of homes, didn't they?
Yeah. And this is used to be the print office and the blacksmith shop for the Johnson. That's on State Street. It used to be right in the middle of where the street is today, and they turned it around and did us, I bet 4 apartments.
Wasn't the Johnson girl blind at one time? I remember that.
She was
that was a little
born
girl.
blind. She was always blind, yeah. This is Charlie Brew's house. That used to be in the Russell Point, Russell Bridge.
You're kidding.
Yeah. They
The
moved
bridge?
it down there and then we fixed it up. And after he helped out to fix it up, he was a carpenter.
Oh, well, he learned the hard way.
He went to work, helped to build a custom house, the same thing. Yeah, Charlie Wax. This is Weston.
Oh, yes, the Western Block.
Western Block. Now this Western here used to be in a corner of Washington Avenue and Lake Street. It used to be called the Eagle Hall, down there. When I first come to Russell's Point, the house, the building was gone, moved on a corner of what's called Maple and Chapman. The building was moved there under the Western Hall, and they made 4 apartments downstairs.
That's right, yeah.
And where they come from there was a hole there. The cellar was still there, and they put a little bit of fence around it like that, and people used to throw the garbage in there. Way until Kenyon built the block. And he built the block around 1800 something, 1918, something like that. It was 4 or 5 years there, empty cellar, and they used to throw trash in there. That's all they go for the house. Eh? Oh, this is the cook.
Oh, this is
chief cook.
Mrs. Trahan, the cook. 61 years. She's quite a lady. Very nice. Well, thank
She
you.
did take care of the place to put it.
Oh, beautiful place. You know that.
Huh?
And thank you, Mr. Trahan.
The floor only been down since 1941. And not, she didn't see him very much.
Oh, don't talk like that. Place is immaculate.
Huh?
Well, thank you, Mr. Trahan. Thank you for all your...
That's all right.
Good
I
thought
hope I don't make too many mistakes.
On each of our...
What's called, you're all done there?
Almost. I just got to sign
All right.
off here. On each of our Wednesday programs, we are offered through the courtesy of the Champlain New Channels. We're asking for interested people to join us. In our latest issue of the North Countryman, Shan Moore has explained our hopes for a museum. Again, if you're interested, you can contact myself, Donald Boyle, Joyce Lavoie, Bob Fitzgerald, Ron and Ellie Martinson, and Ed Portugal. And thanks to Calvin Castine today for taping this session, and of course for Mr. Trahan for helping us so much. Thank you, Emery.
I hope I didn't tire you too much about my own story.
Well, great. Thank you so much.
The time is April the 6th. It's about 9:45 a.m. It's Wednesday, and we're in the Rogers Point Elementary School in Rogers Point, where there's going to be a play shortly on that stage right up there. My name is Bob Ben. I've been asked by Joyce Lavoie and Peg Barcombe to video some of this for showing on our local TV. And we're going to look at some artifacts on the table before the play starts. We're here for the Rogers Point 1988 Rogers Point Elementary Imagination Celebration Program, and Peg Barcombe will now lead me through some of the things we see on the table. Peg, good morning.
Good morning. Well, we just brought a sampling to help the kids with their project today. This is all artifacts from Fort Montgomery. This was done like this by Raymond Sayan, that used to live here. This is a piece of the chain that held the drawbridge to Fort Montgomery. That's the souvenir plate. It says on it, Souvenir Rosses Point. This is the way they used to do our souvenirs. This is some of the old merchants' bottles. The names are on each one. There's milk bottles and whiskey bottles, etc. This is a World War I helmet that was used by a Bullock boy that died in World War I from Rosses Point. This is one of my treasures. This came out of the lake, and it's real shiny because it was worn by the lake like that, by the water. And the top is called a scissor top. When the glass was hot, they took scissors and cut the top off. That's not broken. That's the way it's made. This is the Harbinger newspaper, 1824, and this was when one of the very first newspaper in Rosses Point. And it's not the best of copies, but it's the only one in existence that we know of.
What date did you say this was?
1824. It's at the top. You probably can't bring it in.
I probably can't quite get it in, is right.
And this was one of the children's toys. This is the way they used to. This was the chap guns, but it's all made of wood. This is wood. Even the lever is wood. And then they put them in these little things and marked Rosses Point on them. These were souvenirs for the children. This is a pair of leather shoes a little boy wore in 1904. They're real leather. They have real leather soles with the little nails in the heels. This is a water pitcher that comes from used to be used in the Holland Hotel. That was what you had by your bedside table for your drinking water. that was put in there, and that's what you had to drink from. This is a replica of an old poster. The boat that went through here, 1821, it was a steamboat, and it had to go by here because it would go as far as St. John's and come back.
And that was called the Congress?
Yes, that was the name of it. Richard Sherman was the captain. He was called the master in them times.
You were getting a lot of reflection.
All right, we've got some more old newspapers and excursions, posters, and this sort of thing. These are pins from a barn. This is the way the barns were put together, without nails. They used these wooden pins. This come from the Cobb Farm barn. This is wooden nails, or square nails, that were used all different sizes. When they built houses, the nails were all square because they were handmade. Mm-hmm. So this was the nails. This is an article, a copy. It's signed by Abraham Lincoln, and it tells the Secretary of War to hold possessions of arms, etc., recently seized by his order at Rouse's Point, bound for Canada, but signed by Abraham Lincoln, so I thought this was
very nice.
1862. This is a Montgomery Hose, Rouse's Point. This was they used to wear these during the parade. Each of the firemen had these on. And if there was a fireman dead, they used this side. They turned it over and put it on their coat with the black. And there's pictures of the fort, and there's posters with all the dates of the importance. They were fastened up.
Birthday.
Yeah.
How old will you be tomorrow?
I'll be 89.
Oh,
1st of
marvelous.
April. I'm an April Fool.
Well, it's a good day to have it. Mr. Trahan was an expert carpenter and builder before his retirement. We all know that his son, Jules Trahan, carries on.